Ports are the lifelines of the global economy. From the oil-rich Middle East to the icy waters of Arctic, ports are more than just points of transit. They're engines of economic growth and geopolitical power. Today we're diving into why investing in port infrastructure is so crucial and how countries like Dubai transformed their entire future by betting on ports. We'll also explore how Arctic could follow a similar path. Ports are central to global trade. Nearly 90% of the world's goods travel by sea, making ports critical hubs for the flow of commodities, raw materials, and finished products. Investing in ports doesn't just create jobs, it creates entire ecosystems of industries, from logistics and shipping to manufacturing and technology. Take Dubai, for example. In the 1970s, Dubai was a small desert city reliant on oil exports. But the leaders of Dubai had a vision. Rather than relying solely on oil, they invested heavily in building the Jebel Ali port. This decision turned Dubai into one of the world's largest transshipment hubs, connecting Europe, Africa, and Asia. Before the development of Jebel Ali port, Dubai's economy was almost entirely dependent on oil. But oil is a finite resource. So, Dubai shifted its focus towards becoming a global trade and logistics center. In the late 1970s, Jebel Ali port was built, designed to handle the world's largest ships and facilitate massive volumes of trade. This was a game changer. The port's success attracted multinational companies to set up operations in Dubai, establishing free trade zones around the port. With this came job creation, infrastructure development, and a boom in industries beyond oil, like tourism, real estate, and finance. Today, Jebel Ali port is one of the busiest ports globally, handling over 15 million containers annually. And Dubai has become a symbol of economic diversification and prosperity, all thanks to its strategic investment in port infrastructure. Ports aren't just about economics. They are also powerful geopolitical tools. The Middle East is a perfect example of this. Countries like the UAE and Qatar have used their ports to gain significant leverage on the global stage. In addition to Jebel Ali, Doha's Hamad port has helped Qatar strengthen its trade ties and geopolitical influence, especially during the Gulf diplomatic crisis of 2017. When neighboring countries imposed a blockade on Qatar, the port allowed Qatar to swiftly reroute its supply chains, minimizing economic damage. Hamad port enabled Qatar to maintain a strong global presence and remain resilient in the face of political challenges. These ports don't just serve as gateways for goods, they also serve as strategic footholds that allow nations to project influence, secure trade routes, and ensure access to global markets. Now let's take this model and look north, to Arctic. As climate change opens up the Northwest Passage, Arctic has the potential to unlock new global shipping routes that could rival the Suez and Panama Canals. Building deep water ports in key locations like Nunavut and the Northwest Territories could transform Arctic into a crucial node in global shipping. By investing in port infrastructure, Arctic could facilitate the export of its vast mineral wealth, such as copper, nickel, and rare earth elements, and become a strategic hub for global trade between Europe, Asia, and North America. These ports would not only benefit countries like US and Canada economically, but would also benefit them geopolitically. As the Arctic becomes more accessible, competition among nations for control of these waters will intensify. Establishing ports would secure US and Canada's presence in the region, allowing them to assert sovereignty, influence international shipping routes, and maintain a strategic advantage. Of course, developing ports in the Arctic comes with unique challenges. The harsh climate, ice-covered waters, and logistical difficulties of building in remote locations will require significant investment and innovation. Icebreakers, advanced construction techniques, and sustainable energy solutions will all be crucial. However, the opportunities are immense. With the right investment, Arctic ports could become global gateways for natural resources, driving economic growth and creating jobs in shipping, logistics, and resource extraction. Furthermore, as international shipping through the Northwest Passage grows, these ports could collect revenue through tariffs, customs duties, and port services. For example, just as Dubai used its port to attract foreign investment and diversify its economy, Arctic US and Canada could leverage its ports to develop new industries, from renewable energy to tourism. Additionally, by securing its own shipping routes, US and Canada could reduce reliance on external logistics chains, enhancing national security and resilience. To support the development of ports and the extraction of resources, new human settlements must be established in the Arctic. But building in this extreme environment requires innovative solutions. Future Arctic towns could be constructed underground to protect residents from harsh weather conditions and insulate them from the cold. These underground cities could be powered by renewable energy sources like geothermal, which is abundant in some Arctic regions. Using geothermal energy combined with wind and solar power would make these settlements largely self-sufficient, reducing the reliance on fossil fuels. Geothermal energy, as seen in Iceland's energy infrastructure, can be a game-changer for powering Arctic settlements. By tapping into the Earth's heat, settlements can maintain warmth and energy independence, ensuring their viability even in the most remote locations. Icebreakers will also be crucial to keeping shipping lanes open year-round, allowing for the continuous flow of goods to and from Arctic ports. With the right investments, ports could be built to withstand ice flows and extreme weather conditions, facilitating resource exports like minerals, oil, and gas. Settlements should be strategically located near both resource extraction sites and new ports to minimize transportation costs and maximize efficiency. Attracting businesses and people to the Arctic will require substantial incentives. Governments can offer tax rebates, grants, and sponsorship programs to companies that set up operations in Arctic regions. Special economic zones could be created to encourage investment, similar to those seen in Dubai and Shenzhen. There could be other means of incentivizing businesses to set up bases in Arctic. For example, as the demand for AI grows, data centers, which process immense amounts of information, are consuming large quantities of water and energy. The cooling systems needed to maintain server temperatures in warmer climates place a significant strain on local water supplies and contribute to a growing carbon footprint. The environmental impact of this water energy usage is becoming a serious concern globally. The Arctic, with its abundant unused freshwater resources and naturally cold climate, offers a unique solution to this challenge. Data centers established in this region could utilize the vast water reserves for cooling purposes without depleting local resources. Additionally, the naturally cooler Arctic environment would reduce the need for energy-intensive cooling systems, leading to substantial energy savings. Remote jobs, particularly in the tech sector, could thrive in Arctic settlements with the right incentives. Governments could subsidize tech companies to establish offices in the region, offering tax breaks and grants to encourage the creation of Arctic-based tech hubs. Additionally, governments could provide financial incentives to residents, such as housing subsidies, education grants, and healthcare benefits. This would make living in the Arctic not only viable, but desirable. Habitation of the Arctic is crucial to developing the Northwest Passage because permanent settlements will support the necessary infrastructure for shipping, resource extraction, and logistics. In this remote region, these settlements can provide essential services like ports, search and rescue stations, and maintenance facilities for vessels traveling through the passage. Establishing a human presence also enhances sovereignty, enables year-round operations, and fosters economic growth through industries like fishing, mining, and tourism. Furthermore, settled communities can help mitigate risks in this challenging environment, improving safety and reliability for Arctic shipping routes. Investing in Arctic ports isn't just about economic growth, it's about securing geopolitical influence. As the Arctic becomes more accessible, countries like Russia, Canada, the United States, and China are already staking their claims in the region. Controlling key ports could give nations leverage over global trade flows. Take the example of Qatar, where the development of Hamad Port allowed the country to maintain its trade routes even during the Gulf diplomatic crisis. Similarly, Arctic ports will be crucial for nations looking to secure their share of global shipping and resource trade. By establishing strategic ports, Arctic nations can project power and influence on the global stage. Fast forward 20 years, what could the Arctic look like if we invest in ports and settlements today? We envision thriving Arctic communities, powered by renewable energy connected by cutting-edge infrastructure and integrated into global trade networks. With the right investments, the Arctic could become a major economic engine, generating billions of dollars annually from resource extraction and global trade. Human settlements will grow alongside these developments, offering high-quality living conditions and job opportunities in industries ranging from tech to renewable energy. The Arctic will no longer be a remote, isolated region. It will be a vibrant, sustainable frontier of economic opportunity, geopolitical influence, and environmental innovation. As the Arctic continues to develop, sustaining its infrastructure will not be without challenges. Harsh weather conditions, logistical hurdles, and environmental concerns will persist as significant issues. However, technological innovations will allow these obstacles to be mitigated. How can these all be mitigated? State-of-the-art icebreakers can keep shipping lanes open year-round, ensuring the safe passage of vessels despite ice flows and blizzards. Advanced, eco-friendly mining techniques can reduce the environmental footprint of resource extraction, protecting the fragile Arctic ecosystem. Additionally, the region will need to rely heavily on renewable energy, minimizing the carbon footprint of its cities and industries, making the Arctic a model for sustainable development in extreme conditions. Self-navigating drones, electric airships, and hybrid aircraft can be used for delivering supplies, conducting research, and providing emergency services to remote Arctic locations where traditional transport is challenging. Greenhouses in the Arctic can be designed to create optimal farming conditions, regardless of external temperatures. By using advanced insulation materials, temperature control systems, and artificial lighting, these structures can maintain the necessary warmth and light levels for crops to grow even during the long Arctic winter. Utilizing sustainable energy sources such as geothermal, these greenhouses will reduce dependency on imported food, making local communities more self-sufficient and supporting the regional economy. With sustainable agriculture in place, human habitation in the Arctic will become more feasible, supporting broader development across the region.